Hey, how's it going, everybody? Tim here, back with another video. And in today's video, I wanted to once again talk about jobs in Alaska. I know a lot of people out there are interested in moving to or working in Alaska, and I wanted to share the website that I have on my screen right now because I think it is a great resource for either finding a seasonal job to work in Alaska just for the summer, or also if you are planning to move to Alaska long term, it's a great website to use to get a job lined up in Alaska before you even go. Now, most of the jobs you're going to find on this website, the jobs provide housing, and some of them even provide meals. So it's a great way to either go spend a summer in Alaska or to be able to get to Alaska, already have a place to stay, already have a job lined up, and you can work there for a while, and then if you find better employment or higher paying employment, you can move on. But I really think this website, coolworks.com, is a great resource. Like I said, I've used it before. Now, it has seasonal jobs all over the country. But if you go here to find a job, this drop-down menu pulls up. You can go down to states, and then it goes in alphabetical order. So the first state right here is Alaska. So we just click on Alaska jobs, and then it brings up all of these jobs here that are hiring in Alaska. Now, there's kind of two different listings on here. These are the ones that are like hot. These are the ones that are red hot. They're trying to hire right now. And you can see the dates when these are posted. So this lets you know that these jobs are pretty new. Today is June 9th. This job was listed on June 7th. So you can see this job. They're definitely looking for a line cook at the Summit Lake Lodge. Excuse me. Down here. And you can tell too, see, some of these are seasonal. Some of these are year round. So some jobs are only for summer. Most seasonal jobs in Alaska will be just for the summer, but some are year round. So if you were wanting to move to Anchorage full time, this might be a good job for you if you have restaurant manager experience. Now, you can click on the ads and it will bring up a way more detailed description of the job. This one pays 40 grand a year. The job starts on June 16th and just goes into, the job requirements, how to apply, things like that. So that's just one example. Let's see here. There's a resort here, fisheries. One of the major jobs in Alaska for the summer is these fisheries, and you'd be a seafood processor. So people catch the fish, and then you have to do what these people are doing here, is cut them up and skin them and gut them. Sounds like tons of fun. But these are just some of the pictures they showed. There's some more people, looks like they're shoving fish in a machine. I don't know. They come out looking like this, and then they go to the store. There's also fishing boats in Alaska you can work on. But, this is just another option. This one here, you see meals are provided. So if you go work there, room and board is provided at no cost. So that means you get meals and break food. The pay is $12 an hour, lots of overtime. It's a really short season. It's only from June 15th to August 15th. And I know with this lots of overtime, on these jobs, you're working 12 to 16 hour days. So you can make a ton of money doing seafood processing. So that's always a big deal in Alaska. Here's an RV park that's hiring. If maybe you have an RV, you want to drive up to Alaska, I'm sure they'd give you like an RV spot and you can work there in the restaurant. Most of these jobs are going to be kind of entry-level resorts. Here's one for hot springs, a lodge. Most of the jobs in Alaska, those are the type of jobs that are hiring. Here's one that needs a maintenance tech. Maintenance on both of these. A lot of maintenance people need it. Here's another seafood processor. But yeah, these are jobs that pretty much anyone can do. The pay kind of depends on what the job is. If you're going to be a job, maintenance man is probably going to make more than like a hotel housekeeper. Your line cook's probably going to make more than, I don't know, what's a lesser job in the kitchen. I've never worked in the kitchen. I always work in housekeeping. Here's a cool one, the Alaska Railroad Project. You can work on the Alaska Railroad. Here's a cruise line. Let's check this one out. Oh, so they do. I've actually taken one of these. A lot of these places do these wildlife and these glacier cruises. I took a wildlife cruise in Alaska. It was super awesome. Here's another one. Meals are provided. I'm sure they have some form of housing, I would imagine. All staff sleep on board with meals provided. So here's a job where once you get there, you don't need anything. You just go there, you get on the boat, you're good. You work, you sleep, you eat. So I love looking at some of these pictures they put. Reminds me of Alaska. But that just kind of shows you some of the different opportunities that they have. Here, I think this was the one, Major Marine Tours. I think this might have been the one I went on when I was in Alaska. This was the company. But here's another tour company that's hiring. So just giving you an example. And most of these jobs, since they are, we'll scroll down through some more of these. I'll go kind of slow, as you can see. Most of these jobs are phone interviews. So that is one of the big problems people run into, excuse me, when they try to, if you're going for a regular job in Alaska, a lot of times, and I've heard this from employers in Alaska, regular jobs, your regular 9-to-5 year-round jobs, a lot of them aren't going to call you back if your resume says out-of-state phone number. I've heard this from employers. They said because they've hired so many people in the past and they got them all hired up and they were super excited for them to work there, and then they never showed up. People from the lower 48 just don't show up for like normal year-round jobs. Either something comes up and the people, can't find a place to stay there, or for whatever reason. However, these seasonal jobs, all they hire pretty much is people from out of state, because most of the locals in the area, wherever the job is, they don't really want to work at these jobs, or they worked at them when they were like 17 or 18 and they don't want to do it no more. So pretty much all they hire is out-of-state people. They don't care if you have an out-of-state phone number, and most of the interviews are going to be over the phone or Skype. So you don't have to go there and then be interviewed. They will interview you over the phone or over Skype, let you know if you have the job, and then tell you when to show up. Most of them you fly into Anchorage, and then you may have to take a small little flight somewhere else in Alaska. But typically they will pick you up from the airport. Some of these jobs might be in these far out kind of little weird islands, where the plane might fly you to some, you might take a biplane to the island. But typically once you get to a major airport, they will let you know. They'll usually provide transportation from there to the job. So you can usually fly into, like, Ted Stevens Airport in Anchorage, and then from there they'll take care of you. But some places might provide transportation, but most places you have to find your own transportation to Alaska. But once you get there, they got you. You work out your term, they get you back to the airport, you go home. Now, some of these jobs that are seasonal, occasionally we'll be looking for people to stay a little longer. Or I know a lot of people, when I worked in Alaska, the whole time they were there during the summer, they were asking around and just saying, hey, how do I stay here full time? And there was a couple guys that worked with me. They both wanted to stay in Alaska full time. Both of them just were talking to the locals and going into town and just like, putting it out there that they wanted to stay. Both of them found a place to stay and a year-round job. So I always have said that going and working a seasonal job is a great way to get your foot in the door in Alaska, because it's very hard to get hired on in Alaska if you're not there. But once you get there, it's pretty easy. Expect there's a lot of jobs in the winter because a lot of people who are there in the summer go home. So if you think about working in Alaska, definitely check out Coolworks. Like I said, they have so many other jobs on here. You can search by state. They got national park jobs. They got jobs all over the U.S. that are hot, that are help wanted now. So if Alaska is just one of your many places you might want to work, say you want to work in another state, it's got all the states on here. There are jobs. Some states have more than others. A state like Georgia is going to have way less seasonal jobs than a state like, say, Montana, where there's tons of them. But it's all types of jobs on here all over the U.S. Seasonal work is definitely a great way to travel. That's how I've been able to travel, see the U.S. That led to me being able to travel outside the country. So definitely check out coolworks.com and in the comment box below. If you have any other questions about working in Alaska, or seasonal jobs in general, leave the questions there. I do read my comments, or in the description box, you'll find my social media. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. I'm always answering questions. I want to see you in Alaska working or traveling somewhere. Anyway, I'm Tim. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.